enjoy your flight.
Thank you. This is the brand new terminal of Istanbul Airport, and according to the company that's built this airport, it is the largest infrastructure project in the Republic's history, and it's also one of the most expensive. It'll cost more than $11 billion to complete. Now, this terminal is 1.4 million square metres. It's part of the first construction phase, and it's pretty empty at the moment, but it will have a capacity to hold and handle up to 90 million passengers each year. Now, up until December, there will only be about 5 flights arriving and departing from this airport each day. And like some of these people behind me, some of these passengers will be on the very first flight out of this new airport.
I'm collecting new things like new airports, new aircraft, or let's say farewell flights, so everything what is special in airline industry. And this is the reason that I just came from Germany here to Istanbul to be part of the ceremony and to fly with the Boeing 777 directly from here to Ankara.
It is a very historic moment for Turkey, but also for the aviation industry in general, because some forecasting figures show that this may be the world's biggest airport.
This plane is making that first flight from Istanbul to the Turkish capital, Ankara. Other domestic flights will be to Izmir and Antalya, while the first international flights will be to Azerbaijan and the Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus. It won't be until December, though, that all flights from Istanbul's main airport, Atatürk Airport, will be transferred to the new airport, potentially making it one of the busiest transport hubs in the world.
And Abdullah Karatas is still with us in the studio. Abdullah, let's look at the economics of this airport, because it reportedly cost around $12 billion, a huge amount to construct this airport. It was spread across, I think, around 5 private companies, and you would assume that a lot of that money was borrowed. I'm wondering, do you think that the airport will be able to make up for that money? Because the idea is that it will bring in much more revenue in the future.
Absolutely, Oscar. I think in many ways the plan that was followed was a build it and they will come. And when we look at the history of Dubai, for example, as a major transit center, you know, Dubai was really a backwater in the Gulf of Basra. But once they beefed up their aviation capacity, their investments in their airport. Now Dubai today is one of the major hubs connecting the African continent with East Asia, parts of Europe. And just given Istanbul's more central location, given that within a 2-hour, 3-hour flying radius, you have a population of more than 300 million, I think that really puts Istanbul a step above Dubai in terms of capturing a good chunk of that transit traffic. Not to mention, in Istanbul, there's a lot to see, there's a lot to do. And so transit passengers can always stay a weekend, an extra day, etc.
Okay. And in terms of the challenges, though, we know that this is the first phase of this airport, so there's still many more years to go before it becomes fully operational, before it can potentially reach that 200 million passenger a year mark. Do you think Istanbul's infrastructure will be able to cope with such an influx of passengers and tourists?
I think you raised a really good point. I think the connectivity is going to be a key component of how successful the new Istanbul Airport becomes. And that's making sure that there's affordable mass transit to and fro the new airport. It's making sure that that there's not a lot of congestion in the traffic heading to and fro the airport. But I think that will naturally come and build out in the next phase, as you mentioned.
Okay, let's wait and see if that does eventuate. Abdullah Karatas, thank you again.
Thank you, Oscar.